Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a short review for you of the Scuf 4PS controller. I have reviewed a lot of Scuf controllers on this channel, but I've never before reviewed the PlayStation 4 Scuf. I'm going to be comparing it to the regular PlayStation 4 controller and showing off some Scuf 4PS accessories. It'll be kind of an accelerated review because a lot of the features are similar to the Xbox one, but if you're new to this video, if you don't know anything about Scuf controllers, I'll go over those with you very quickly. One of the first things you'll notice about the controller, other than the aesthetics, is that on the back we have two paddles. Each one of these paddles is mapped to a button. In my case, I have the X button on what is my left paddle. It'll probably be on the right side of your screen. And I have the circle button, which is my right or your left side of the screen. And each time I press one of these, it's just exactly the same as pressing either one of these face buttons. The core benefit to that being if you're playing a first-person shooter, got a crazy angle here, but when you're playing a first-person shooter and you're looking around, this is your aim stick, and you're moving and you want to jump or reload or change guns, you have to temporarily stop aiming and move over here and hit these buttons to do so. When you're doing that, that's the time you can't aim and you just kind of have to strafe with this stick. It's not very great, unlike PC where you can aim and do all the work with this hand. So with the paddles on the back, as they are, when I want to aim and jump, I just click the paddle. You probably can't see me clicking it because it's on the back of the controller, or aim and duck, I click the paddle, and that means I don't have to take my thumb off the stick, which means I can jump, spin around, shoot somebody, then duck, whereas before it would be like jump, then spin, then shoot, then duck, and you kind of go back and forth. You save a lot of time and it's a lot more beneficial to do it this way. One of the core differences about the Scuf 4PS versus the Xbox version is the paddles are a slightly different shape and size. If you look closely on the back, and I'll hold it like this, you'll notice that the paddles actually warp around the back, and it seems as though I've accidentally turned my controller on. But the Xbox ones are more or less flat, so you're kind of touching up here. These actually warp around the back side a little bit and get fatter at the bottom, and the idea behind that is when you hold a controller, you're going to hold it something like this if you're playing a shooter, so that your middle fingers naturally rest on the hooked parts. I'm trying to hold it up just right. I'll do one hand, so that they naturally rest on the hooked part. So you just squeeze. It's not like you're pressing them, you just squeeze in just a little bit to hit them. Very comfortable, makes it much easier to play shooters or anything that requires you to take your hand off the right stick. Speaking of sticks, the Scuf controllers now come with custom sticks. You probably saw that, it's not just the visual thing. I'll get the regular olden controller here for comparison. And you can see I've actually got a control freak on this one, but you can see the stick height when I hold it up like this. Now I have to turn this one upside down, but you can clearly see there is a big difference in stick height between these two. The Scuf controller has much higher sticks. Now these come in 3 varieties. I can get them the same size as the base, medium, or tall. I think I actually have the tall ones here, I'm not sure. And you'll notice that these are concave instead of domed. I basically got sticks on the Scuf in order to emulate having control freaks, so I don't have to buy or change these out. They're just kind of built into the controller. What taller sticks mean is a higher degree of precision when aiming. This is just sort of an input problem or a lever problem. If you've got a very small input device, it takes a lot of force to move it and you're not able to do so accurately. But with a big lever, or a big input device in this case being the stick, very small subtle movements translate very accurately down here, and it helps you aim at long ranges and do very nice things like that. It's something that I very much so appreciate, though I kind of wish that I'd gone for medium sticks. I got like the longest, biggest ones here. I think medium probably would have worked a little bit better for me, but hey, it's still good. And I just like them domed. I don't know why I like my sticks domed. I can't give you a scientific reason for this, but for me the dome is just more comfortable than the concave. But again, it's all optional. If you want to, you can just skip these base sticks because these Scufs are customizable. While it's not an input or gameplay difference, on the back of the controller you will notice these two white areas, as opposed to the regular Scuf where there is nothing. Now these white areas aren't just design regions, this is actually a type of grip here. So this is just smooth plastic. It's got a ridge on it, so it's got some texture. But this is a legitimate leathery kind of grip. Again, it's not gonna make you grip the trigger and aim better, but it just feels better. It's comfortable and it's nice, and same kind of thing with the Xbox One controllers. I usually recommend the grip just purely because it's comfortable. Once you go grip, you can't go back. And you also obviously have a huge variety of aesthetic changes you can do to your controllers. I have green camo here and blackout buttons. You can keep regular buttons or blackout buttons. You can do different colored sticks, different colored paddles. You can do different colored stuff on the back. You can do like 1,000 different panels, tons and tons of customization. It's nice, but the core benefit to the Scuf controller is the extra precision aiming with the sticks. And the biggest benefit by far is these paddles. These paddles are a lifesaver and a godsend. Once you go Scuf, you can't go back. I have a very difficult time playing without paddles now, and I say this in almost every Scuf video, but I wish that either Microsoft or Sony would just buy the company so that every single controller would just come with paddles, because that's how they should be. Every single controller should just have paddles, because it's just so much better. That's all for the controller review itself. We'll talk about some accessories. Downsides to the Scuf controller, or the Scuf 4PS, are pretty much one. I'll go two downsides, two. One is that you can't do 4 paddles. The Xbox one, you can have 4 paddles on the back, which is very nice. The battery pack here kind of prevents that, and not a lot of people like it. I really like it. And number 2 is it's kind of expensive. This is not a cheap good. This isn't a $30 controller. This isn't Mad Catz. This is an expensive luxury item, but you get what you pay for. If you want to have the best controller, you have to pay for the best controller, which not everybody likes doing. Personally, I think it's worth it. You might not. That's your decision. I do have a discount code down there in the description. I'll briefly take a look at the accessories. Scuf just recently released a carrying pack for the Scuf 4PS. Previously, they just had these for Xboxes for LAN events, but now we have the PlayStation pack. Basically, if you're carrying around an expensive controller, you don't want it to break, so you can just set it in here, close it up. Oops. We'll zip it up. And it's pretty durable. I mean, this isn't bulletproof or shatterproof or anything, but this will take any bumps, drops, anything normal luggage goes through. I've never had them break or fail on me, so that's very good. And if you're wondering why it's got this big empty space at the top, that is so that you can put your HDMI, not your HDMI, I'm a derp, put your USB cables in there. Scuf sells these, you can see like they're little branded USB braided cables. People like these cables better than the default ones, or just if you have default cables, you can just smush that in there. Close it up and you're good to go. I'm gonna undo this later for personal use. Very small things we have down here. We have a little Scuf gaming bracelet, and the idea behind this is that you put your magnetic key on it. And again, I really should have mentioned this earlier. I'm not gonna do it now, but you can see the magnetic side. In order to change what buttons you have on this, like if you don't like the 2 buttons it comes with, you can put your magnet here on the back. I'm not gonna do it all the way because I don't wanna change my buttons, but the magnet will touch the back, and then you click this paddle, hold it down, and then you hit whatever button you want, and it just resets it. So if I don't want circle, if I want triangle, I can reset it to triangle. I can reset it to clicking the sticks. I can just kind of reset it to whatever it is that I want. Now I'm not going to do that because I've got it the way I like it, but that's the value of the magnetic remapping and the little keychain. Keychain just kind of makes sure you don't lose this little guy. Just put it up somewhere. Guys, that's all for the Scuf 4PS review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. I hope you got a good idea of what the product is, what it's like, good, bad, and ugly. If you're interested in it, I do have a discount code DRFT. If you use that at Scuf Gaming, you get 5% off, and it's linked down there in the description. Drifter out.